Welcome to Sweet Talk SLP. I'm Krystle and I'm a pediatric speech language pathologist. Today I'm going to share what's in my bag. But before we get started, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, I invite you to subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends. Let's get started. If you've seen some of my videos, you're probably familiar with some of my background, and that is that I'm a pediatric home health speech language pathologist, which means I have a car full of toys and activities and handouts and binders and books and junk, for a lack of better words, in my trunk. For today's video, I'm doing a video of what's in my bag and not what's in all of my bags. I have 2 bags in my car, and not what are all the materials that are in my trunk. This is the bag that I would carry if I could only have one bag. So in essence, these are my SLP must-haves. I have more, but these are just, if I could only carry one bag, these are the items that I would carry. If I had to do therapy out of this bag for an entire week, this is what I would be carrying. Keep in mind, because I'm a pediatric speech language pathologist that works in home health, I have to keep in mind a lot of things. I work with children from about 18 months of age to 18 years of age. I can go up to 21, but my current caseload is 18 months to 18 years. I see a variety of children with a variety of disorders. So I catered this bag to get me through that whole span, okay? So I'm gonna share it with you. First, I will share that I did weigh this bag. It weighed just under 15 pounds. So let's dive in. We'll dive in with some of the bigger items in my bag. I have 2 binders in here. Are they both 1-inch binders? No, I think one's a 1-inch and one's a 1/2 inch. So in my 1-inch binder, you can see there's also something else in here. I have my original Bjorn speech sound cue cards. Now in my car, they're housed in a 2-inch binder with a ton of other speech sound disorder materials. For the sake of this bag only having my essentials to get through and nothing else, I put it in a smaller binder. And with that, I also have, these are my articulation sheets by Adventures in Speech Pathology. I have them printed, I have them laminated, and I have them bound with binding discs. Now, I think that I might update this with something else, but this is what I currently have ready. And if I had to choose the things that I needed in this bag today, this would go in there today. Will this bag change in the future? Absolutely, because new things come out all the time. But for now, these 2 are essentials, and these go in my bag. My other binder is my home language unit by Speech Tree Co. I have a few of her units, but the Around the Home unit is my favorite, and I feel like it's the most functional for me being a home-based speech language pathologist. So I have the bag attached to a ring here so it doesn't get lost, so it's right here. I have everything printed out. I have the cards in here. I have the scenes in here. So I have all of this together in this binder, which is also in this bag here. One of my essentials, if I can only carry, I feel like I'm gonna say it a whole bunch of times. If I could only carry a few things or carry this bag, these are the things that would be in there. I feel like puzzles are really useful in therapy, and I have so many, right? I have Melissa and Doug puzzles, I have noisy puzzles, I have puzzles that have magnets that you can go fishing with. But for this bag, I decided to use something that can transform, I'm gonna say. I have my blast off board things from Talk It Rocket. Okay, so my original is in here with, I think, one more magnet cover. I have the original board from Talk It Rocket, their original blast off board that you can see here with the images here. I also have the farm animal overlay in this bag with the farm animals inside so that I can swap it out. Those are the 2 that I use most frequently, the original and the farm. But I bought this whole set, not just that farm one, of these other magnetic scenes. And so because this is so small and thin, I feel like it's a good choice for my bag. So busy at home, playtime, body parts, getting dressed, food, actions in the kitchen, outside chores and activities, wild animals, adjectives, vehicles, go, busy on the bus. And so I have these all together in one of these, zipper bags, and then I have all the coordinating magnets in here, and so they're labeled. So this one on top says body parts, this one behind it has busy in the home. So if I feel like I need a different scene in the session that I'm in, I can pull one out and add it in. This is a very expensive product. However, I like the versatility of having this additional feature, and so I feel like it's kind of cheating. Instead of having one puzzle, I have 8 or 10 puzzles. So definitely in my bag. I really like my sensory shape sorter. I feel like this will get me through some of my littles, some of my 18-month, 24-month, 36-month-old even. I feel like sometimes they enjoy these. And I don't just have to use the items inside. I can use other items around their home or that might be in my bag. Do I have anything that could be in here? Maybe. But I think this is really useful for my younger population. And so it's kind of fun. I would probably even consider, if I had to carry one bag, I think they have a smaller cube. I may even do a smaller one. This is just the one that I happen to have, so it's included in my bag. Always a Goliath game. Do you know which one I have in here? Banana Blast. Yep. I went back and forth between Banana Blast and Beware of Bear. Those were the two that I was going between. But Banana Blast I can use with my 2 to 3-year-olds, but I can also use with my 4 to 5-year-olds. So I picked this game. It has bananas, you put them in the holes, you pull them out, the monkey jumps. You can work on very early language, you can work on speech sound disorders, you can do a whole lot having this back and forth type of game. So that's my one Goliath game in my bag. I have to have learning resources in there also, right? You know that. I have 2. I have Spike. This is good for fine motor skills, but I find that some of my younger kids enjoy this, even some of my older kids. So it has little pegs inside that you can put in the little holes here. So this can be a very fun toy. A lot of times they need help to open it up, to take out the little pegs, and so I'm happy to help. And then I have learning resources, Rock and Gem. So this gets me through some of the older kids. It has a hammer and a pick, and you open up the rocks and there's gems inside. Also very versatile because I can put some of those home language unit minis inside of these rocks if I need to, or pieces of paper with words or whatever, but very versatile, very useful. You can hide them around the room, and again, it gets you through some of your older populations in therapy. Last 3 things, one in my pocket, Fubbles. I honestly usually use a bubble gun, but it's in a huge box. It would fit in something smaller, but I just didn't want to move it. So I would probably really have that bubble gun, and I'll link it down below so you know which one it is, because I still wear my mask for most of my sessions. But some sort of bubbles. You just have to. A book. I chose this one because it's bilingual. It has English and Spanish. Also, I have it as an adaptive or interactive book. So there are little stickers that I have on each page that we can work with. So I think it's always important to have some sort of book in the bag, and this is the one that I picked. I have some homemade interactive or adaptive books, but this is one of my favorites because it's in English and in Spanish, and so it's just easier for me to read, even though I know this book by heart. But still, for some of my kids, even some of my older kids that want to try to read along with me, I really enjoy having this one in here. And last but not least, a balloon pump with balloons that are in the pocket. I think these are very fun. I love blowing up the balloons and then letting it fly out and zoom around the room, and kids enjoy it. They go run around, go grab the balloon, bring it back to me. And sometimes it's just to blow up the balloon, tie it up, and play a game of throwing the balloon up and down and kicking it and doing whatever sport you want with those balloons. And then most of the time, if the child has not popped the balloon, they get to keep it. So it's a really fun activity to keep on hand. It fits very easily in here and makes things very easy in therapy. And I feel like you can use it with a wide range of ages. Now, The one thing that is not in this bag that I would also put in here is my iPad. However, I carry my iPad in my backpack, but that would easily fit in here also. I don't use my iPad very frequently. I don't use it especially with some of my younger populations, but I do use it with some of my older speech sound disorder kids because I do have apps with speech sounds, and although I have this binder, that just gives me more variety. And for some of my older kids that are 7 or 8, sometimes I really enjoy taking a couple of minutes to play, I don't know, Minecraft or Pokemon Quest, or I don't even know all the games that I have on my tablet. And so that becomes really rewarding and reinforcing for these kids, and whatever it takes to get you to say your speech sounds 100 times, you can get it. You want to play a little bit on the iPad? You got it, but we're going to do it 100 times. We're going to say 100 words, or not 100 words. We're going to practice your sound 100 times with the words that we're working on. And so that's also something that it could definitely fit in this bag, and definitely put my bag over the 15 pounds. But like I said, it is carried in my backpack. What are the things that you would keep in your bag if you could only carry one bag? Did I mention it, or is there something else that you would consider your must-have that you couldn't live without and it needed to be in your bag? I know that I have so many other things, and later I may come across them and think, oh, I should have added that to my bag. But I feel like I have a really good roundup in front of me. I feel like it can get me through my 18 months to 18 years, through my language disorders, through my speech sound disorders, and everything in between. So I'd love to know what else you would add into your bag. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, I hope that you'll consider subscribing, like this video, share it with your friends, ring that notification bell. You'll be notified of my weekly uploads. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Oh boy.